Hello and welcome back to another episode of Why So Sidious a Nerd podcast. Joining me today are my co-hosts, Andy and David. We almost had the band back together. I know I said that last time. I'm telling you, we've been so close the past couple times to getting all four of us in here together, but maybe next time. But we are going to start it off with a mini Week in Geek episode, and then we're going to talk about Daredevil Born Again, Season 2, Episode 1, just came out last Tuesday. So stay tuned after the news for some full spoiler coverage of that. Our most recent episode was a Project Hail Mary review. Wasn't a full breakdown, but we definitely talked about it for a good amount of time. We also talked about the Dune 3 and the Spider-Man 4 trailers. We have The Boys and the Mall show coming out soon, so stay tuned for our coverage of that. And our gaming streams, Andy just finished playing Spider-Man 2. Andy, did you have some fun? Did you have a lot of fun?
Withdrawals already, mate.
I know, right?
looking at Spider-Man figures, Spider-Man pop Funkos from the game. I'm like, need that Spider-Man 3 coming out. But I appreciate you stopping by, love. You sat there and watched me and Dave at the start. Yes. When Dave was like, get his ass now, I wasn't sure if he was talking to the fat symbiote trying to get me or if he was telling me to get the symbiote.
I was telling you to get that symbiote, man.
He's like, get his fat ass now. And I'm like, is that me, my fat ass? Or...
Yeah. And Andy has a poll up on YouTube and Instagram, correct?
Yep.
For the next game he's going to play. I see it's pretty close right now, the voting so far.
Detroit Becomes Human, Heavy Rain, Until Dawn, or Assassin's Creed Mirage are the four choices. So all pretty sort of story-led rather than like RPG, like fighting games, because I wanted a short story, but something that's fun that influences the outcome of the game as well. Because not gonna lie, I played Detroit Becomes Human once before, and I killed Hank, and I don't even know how I fucking did it. So I need to replay it and not kill the main guy.
I never finished that game, which is kind of crazy. Game. It's a really good game. I was like halfway through. It's very decision-based, everything.
Yeah, literally.
Like, it's only like 10 hours, right? 10, 15 hours.
It's not like a massively long game, but my wife sat and watched me play it because I think I played it when we hadn't been together too long, and she sat and watched me play the entire game, and she's like, every decision you made was different to mine, so the outcome is so wildly different. So it's one of those ones that is really, really impactful for the choices that you make throughout the game. So
right.
I hear Heavy Rain's quite similar in that respect, and like there's a lot of outcomes of the four characters and stuff like that, and Until Dawn as well is similar to like The Quarry, which I really enjoyed playing as well.
Okay.
Even though I'm not massively a horror fan, I've got to admit, but The Quarry was quite fun to play. And Assassin's Creed Mirage just because I love Assassin's Creed and I wanted to give that a crack.
So, I voted for Assassin's Creed because I've never played that one.
No, so,
yeah.
What was the third game you said? You said Heavy Rain, Detroit Become Human. What was the
Until
other one?
Dawn.
Until Dawn.
Is that another Quantic Dream game?
It's another. No, it's not.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I think it's similar to like the people that do The Quarry, but like another decision-based.
It's horror.
It's like a horror decision-based game. So you've got like 8 people on a mountain at night time, and you've got to try and get them through till dawn. And obviously the decisions you make for each character change the game and whether people survive or die and stuff like that. So
that's fun.
If you've ever played The Quarry or seen The Quarry, it's quite similar apparently to that. And that was quite fun because at different moments you just choose not to do something and all of a sudden somebody got their face torn off by a werewolf and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. Jesus. And it's like you have to make the decision quick. I remember that in Detroit being on him and being like, and just pushing a button like, hope this works out.
So yeah, a lot of decision-based games simply because I think they're shorter than I don't want to play like a 60-hour game on live stream because it's taking me 8 parts to get through Spider-Man and that was me playing stuff off screen as well.
Right.
So it's like a shorter game that's only going to take 5 or 6 streams to do, but at the same time it's quite fun because it's decision-based and I can even take like decisions based on people that are watching the game and say choose that instead just to make it a bit more fun. So why not? Video game form is rocking at the moment. So
there you go.
And The Dark Knight Returns. I'll be doing my second Batman stream tomorrow. To give it another shot. I think I'm gonna enjoy it.
Okay. So. It's a comic run. You confused me for a second.
Oh, no.
It's like the Dark.
No, me. I'm the Dark Knight.
Okay, you're returning as the Dark Knight. I got you.
Yeah, and loves back because his parents are dead. No, sorry.
And if you want to stay up to date on all our future episodes and live streams, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, X, and YouTube. Always posting fresh content. All right, let's get into the big news of the week. We had our Harry Potter show first trailer. So, Andy, I know you're not a fan, so I'm going to go to Dave first here. What did you think about this trailer? It's a very controversial show, as you know, everyone's talking about.
So the only
Controversial
controversy
because they're
I've seen
racist.
is Snape being black. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade here. That's the only controversy I've seen online. There's been plenty of jokes on Twitter. That's the only controversy I've seen. And I've seen, I don't know. I've seen too much
Just the
stuff.
show being made itself.
Well, and like people ridiculing the way the kid actors look. It just blows my mind. It's like, I get if you don't want it being remade or whatnot, but you're taking shots at a 9-year-old on the way they look right now. Like maybe you want to recalibrate your life. I don't know. That's pretty. I've just seen a disturbing amount of that. But I don't know. The trailer was fine. It had a magical feel to it. I feel like I'm gonna like the Hogwarts from the movies a lot better. I think it looked grander on a grander scale in the movies. We've only seen a couple clips so far. I'm not even that excited about it, to be honest. I like the Harry Potter books were the first books I read. The movies were good. I didn't finish watching the movies until 3 years ago, so it's not like I was massively on the train as those movies were dropping. So I'm not like super excited about this, but my curiosity is piqued for sure. I'm going to check it out because I like the books, and we'll see how their adaptation is compared to the movie. I think the idea of doing it as a show is a better idea as far as strategy goes. Being able to tell the story as a whole, I think it's a really good idea.
Because one book per season is pretty cool, because a lot of the book readers say there were a lot of things that were left out during the movie, especially Goblet of Fire. All book readers hate that movie, and I really enjoy the movie, so we'll see how that goes in the show. Andy, Andy, do you have any thoughts at all? What do you think?
I couldn't care less. I've not even watched the trailer.
Okay. There's our UK correspondent there on the Harry Potter.
The only difference here, and I'm only saying this bit because this is some information someone gave me. They said that they hope Hermione is more like the character in the book compared to what she was like in the films, because apparently she's a psychopath in the book.
Okay.
So it was mentioned to me that someone said, I hope she's more like the proper book version rather than this like
goody two shoes.
Yeah, exactly, like version. So
super vanilla.
Even then, it's not like I give a fuck. So
yeah,
cool, okay. Loving it. Yeah, I can't wait.
Thank you.
Cool, loving it. Sorry, I'm just curious what the Voldemort drop's going to be. That's the only real thing. I'm like, what's going to happen there? I'm curious to see who they're casting as Voldemort. But other than that, yeah,
it's not going to be like 3 seasons in, because they don't really give a shit right now, do they? So
we'll see the back of his head or his head on the back of the head of
just be
Coral.
CGI, couldn't it? Because there was some rumor that Paul, I've seen a few people that have been rumored to be casting for it, and then Paul Bettany, I think, was the last one I saw, because we chatted about it on here.
I saw that.
And I was like, I don't know, I don't really see him as a Voldemort type character. I've seen him in a few bits where he's like plays a slightly obviously darker character, but I'm like, wasn't really sure if I could see him as a Voldemort. Because don't get me wrong, because I don't give a shit about Harry Potter, but obviously I have watched them, which is the whole reason I don't give a shit about them, because I watched them.
Okay, that's fair. Films. At least you've watched them, at least.
So yeah, but we talked about Voldemort. He can't take over a school, so fuck him. I could take over a school, and I didn't even have magic, so.
He's struggling with those high school kids, that's for sure.
And you guys as Americans know exactly what it's like to take over a school.
So. Don't need to go there.
So yeah, but Paul Bettany, I'm just not sure if I see him as like the Voldemort. I think maybe it's because, oh god, I'm getting terrible names at the moment. I'm getting old and my memory's being affected. But whoever played him in the films, the guys in 20 years later,
Ray Fiennes.
That's it.
Yeah.
He is a good actor. He did a tremendous job of being like creepy, bold guy. So stepping up to that, I'm just not sure who you can actually see as a viable Voldemort.
I like Cillian Murphy. I don't think it's going to happen. But
you two want him and everything. Why don't you just suck him off already? Jesus Christ.
Honestly, dude, I could see Paul Bettany's been some creepy characters. Wasn't he the antagonist in the Da Vinci Code? He was in that movie Legion as like one of the fallen angels. I could see him being a creepy role like that. I could see him picking it up. Yeah,
he was the good angel in Fallen, though, wasn't he? He was Michael that comes to protect humanity.
Yeah, he was Michael, but he was still a little he was still creepy. But Da Vinci Code, he was almost like that demonic character. I forget what his name was, but he was more evil.
Quick side note: did you ever watch the TV series that spun off from that Legion film?
I didn't. No, I wanted to. I never got to it though.
It was like 3 seasons long or whatever, and they ended it on a cliffhanger because it got cancelled. But I was like, "You fucking bastards!" But it's not like it was amazing, but it was an interesting concept.
Totally. The movie was entertaining.
But yeah,
It was goofy,
So-
but it's entertaining.
We're getting a little off topic here. Let's bring the train back here.
Oh, sorry, Harry Potter.
Paul Bettany, man.
Now, there's quick casting reactions. John Lithgow is Dumbledore. I do like that. The kid who plays Harry Potter, that's not bad. Black Snape honestly isn't a problem for me. I do like the vibe he's bringing. He does look pretty kind of insidious in a way, but obviously the secret hero at the end. But the flashbacks might be problematic. A lot of people talked about that. With Harry Potter's dad bullying Snape. So that might not be
He's
well.
the only black kid on
I didn't even
campus.
think about that. Oh no.
There's like the things on the internet of Harry,
Oh,
give
no.
your dad's invisible cloak and it's a KKK
It's a
costume.
KKK cloak.
Oh no. And he's just there like, shine my shoes, bitch.
Yeah, it's bad. So,
Oh,
but
my God.
the Hagrid casting, I don't like the Hagrid casting. He seems a little off.
Who is
You
it?
know what's weird? I liked it when they announced it, and then the makeup and design, I thought they did a terrible job.
In the
I was
trailer,
like,
it's
well,
weird.
that kind of doesn't feel like Hagrid now. I
Yeah.
thought it was a great casting initially, but yeah, I don't know about that one.
Oh, who did they cast? JD.
Hot Fuzz. Oh God, what's the main one? I just blew it. That's terrible.
Oh,
Hot
okay,
Fuzz isn't
him.
even the good one.
No, I know who you
What's
mean,
the
though.
zombie one?
Shaun
Where
of
they
the
go
Dead?
Shaun of the Dead. Thank you. Jeez Louise.
Oh, no, the minute you said
yeah.
it, I know exactly who you meant.
Yeah. Okay.
But obviously, I might have to look at the trailer just to see how they've got him set up as
Yeah.
Hagrid.
Yeah,
But the
it was
original
weird. I don't
Hagrid's
know.
just perfect.
Yeah.
And R.I.P.
Robbie
of course.
Coltrane, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Guys,
And I'm not going to insult children, but the Ron casting was a little off for me. But the other two were fine.
yeah, I figured if he's a ginger, he's ready to go. I don't know
Right,
if there's
yeah.
any other qualifications yet, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. Yeah, ginger kid's gonna get bullied at whatever school he's at in the UK. So
anywhere really.
But it comes out Christmas this year, which is surprising. I thought it was going to be like next year at least. So we got a stacked month of December.
yeah,
But let's move on to something we can get Dave heated about here. Let's talk about another new Lord of the Rings movie coming out with Stephen Colbert co-writing Shadow of the Past, which is to go into production after Hunt for Gollum. The synopsis is 14 years after the passing of Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin set out to retrace the first steps of their adventure. Meanwhile, Sam's daughter, Eleanor, isn't that the girl from Rings of Power? Isn't that, what's her name? Isn't her name? No, it's not
Eleanor. There's no Eleanor in Rings of Power.
has discovered a long buried secret and is determined to uncover why the War of the Ring was nearly lost before it began. Colbert is co-writing the script with his son, Peter McGee, and the franchise veteran, Philippa Boyens. So, Dave, what do you think about this? You want a Lord of the Rings sequel, episode 4? What do you think?
Yeah, this is what everybody's been asking for. I think since, The Return of the King was the greatest cap to a trilogy ever, I think everybody's been like, we need a continuation. We need a talk show host to write a continuation. We need a sequel to this because it wasn't good enough. We couldn't end on that note. We need to find out what they did after everything stopped happening in Middle Earth. Ooh, what did Sam's daughter do? We have to. Oh my, yeah, it's great. It's great. This is fantastic. I don't think it's a cash grab at all. I think it's super important that we tell a story that was in 3 or 4 chapters in the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring and shoehorn it 15 years into the future so that Sam Gamgee's daughter can be the main character. I think this is really important story to be told. I think we should put 500 million into the budget at least and just really put all of our eggs in this basket. I think it's going to be great. This is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in a while. It's just dumb. It's just so unnecessary. Like I could think of 100 other plots and synopsises for a continuation or some type of new Lord of the Rings movie. They'd be like, okay, curious to see. The Barrow, if you've read those chapters in the book, it's 4 chapters in the book. They're fine. It's not like amazing. There's some interesting tidbits in it, but
What's it
you're going to
about?
revamp that. So the Barrow Downs is where it's kind of like this haunted burial ground, and it's where the hobbits stumble across it and they come across these barrow spirits, which are these evil spirits. It's where they find the little daggers that they move through with the rest of the story with. That's where they found those weapons. So there's a backstory to the Barrow Downs there, but it's just like, I don't think it's very applicable after the War of the Ring has ended. And now we're just forcing, yes. Cast this entire thing. Cap and Trip in the comments, cast it into the fire. My exact thoughts.
I
Like,
love that
it's just-
profile pic. Chewbacca is Bigfoot. Sorry.
That's sick. Yeah, I could think of a million better storylines to continue. Just seems so stupid. And Colbert has like made it a point to tell everybody he's a big Tolkien fan. I get it. He's knowledgeable. He's a Tolkien fan. He is. He talks about it all the time. And that's the only reason why he's doing this. There's millions of Tolkien fans out there who are very knowledgeable in this that aren't writing movies. It's just, this is the most bullshit nonsense I've heard in a while. So that's my, cold take on it.
Andy, you got any more positive thoughts, or are you on the same train as Dave here?
I mean, first of all, Dave, we'll give you some lessons of how to hit the UK sarcasm levels a bit better afterwards. We'll just work on that. It's fine. But honestly, yeah, this is the biggest news of the week. It's so fucking random. It's unreal. First of all, like, I know who Stephen Colbert is, but I'm like, what are his writing credentials? Like, I don't know what, like, just writing skits on his own talk show. I don't know if he's done more than that. I genuinely don't. I've not.
Probably has writers writing skits for him.
But I'm like, so what is his writing chops to be able to write like a Lord of the Rings story?
I'm sure he started as a writer and moved his way up, but still,
maybe, yeah,
like
writing
books.
Talk show bits.
Yeah, not a book or a movie. Yeah,
but like, yeah, this was definitely random. Like, I don't. This is like, this is the Lord of the Rings version of Solo, a Star Wars story. It's like, who asked for this? Like, do we really need this story to like elevate more or tell more Lord of the Rings stories? I mean, it's in a way, this is very much like Star Wars, and the fact that everyone wants to stick to a certain time period just to get more stories out of it, when you have got thousands of stories from before the main trilogy that you could tell. So it's very much got like Star Wars vibes to me in that front, in the fact that, like, why are you not going back and telling stuff about, like, say, forgive my pronunciation of this, day, but the Silmarillion, or whatever, Silmarillion.
There's like thousands of years, right?
I mean, and the kind of epic stories you can tell from that time period. I mean, they're obviously, like, Rings of Power has been obviously quite controversial, and they're trying to shoehorn like quite a long period of time down into a few seasons. And obviously this isn't like a prequel to the Lord of the Rings film either, because it's a different. We've been told to consider them different timelines, or different like alternate versions of the story, like, alternate universe version of Lord of the Rings, so it doesn't like match up to everything. But even still, like, if this is a continuation of like the films, like, why do we need it? Like, don't ruin a good thing, because they're on a hiding to nothing. Because like, they could make a really good film and be like, okay, cool, so you made a good film and it was a nice story, but like, as far as we're concerned, a lot of people are going to be like, the Lord of the Rings trilogy is where the story's at, and you've got the Hobbit as well that you can have, obviously, part of that. But obviously, you're talking about the main trilogy, so. And then, if it's a shit film, then you're going to get panned for trying to touch the Lord of the Rings story. So it's a weird one that doesn't need to be there. And the story sounds shit as well. Like, why, after the ultimate evil's been defeated, are you now going 14 years later, someone's daughter is going to drag up stuff that informs how things happened from the past? And possibly drags up some bad spirits or something that they might need to fight. So to me, the story's on a hiding to nothing. It's not needed. It's just out there. Like, the biggest surprise, I think, is probably we're going to get this year in terms of like films being announced.
Yeah.
I would be genuinely more excited about a story with a synopsis, or a story or a project that was like a documentary about how they put together Bilbo Baggins' birthday party, more than I would be interested in what the hell we're doing here with the Barrow Downs. Like, give me that backstory. Let me know, like, what? I'm trying to contain it. It's just, and I will take it back. Stephen Colbert did write one episode on the Dana Carvey show back in the 90s. So he does have,
he has chops.
Yeah, he's got some writing chops there. So
by
all means, give him the greatest piece of IP.
I wrote some Star Wars fan fiction back in the early 2000s, so that qualifies me to write the next Star Wars film. So I'm
Dave Filoni, call him up.
I mean, if the only way there could be a piece of news more surprising this year than what this story has been is if I was cast as the new Hulk post Secret Wars. That's the only other bit of news that could be more surprising to me than this. So
that's crazy. And also, we haven't had a Lord of the Rings movie for over 10 years, and we're getting Hunt for Gollum and this.
Had War of the Rohirrim a couple years ago.
That's true. But I mean, the two newest ones take place within the original trilogy, instead of like Having
Right.
like Hunt for Gollum was enough. It's in between. It's right in the middle of the Fellowship of the Ring.
And who
Now
asked
we're
for that
gonna-
either, by the way?
Yeah,
What was
don't
that?
get me going on
Who
that
asked
one.
for the Hunt
No,
for Gollum
exactly,
either?
exactly. But now we're gonna do 2 movies no one asked for back to back. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lord of the Rings, man. Pissing me off.
it's yeah, since like the trilogy's ended in terms of like the Hobbit stuff and whatever, like the IP's been let down, I think, big time, isn't it? So like maybe Dave's the one that has the ultimate view on this because of his knowledge of it, but like Rings of Power hasn't massively hit like the high notes of the franchise. Like
It's good, but it's
War
not
of the
Lord of the
Rohirrim
Rings.
was okay, but it wasn't like amazing. And like the Hunt for Gollum, like just praying that oh god, again, names are
Ian
escaping
McKellen
me.
doesn't die on
Yeah,
set.
exactly. That's what I'm just hoping for. So it's just like fucking. I
I'll be
mean, the
so
guy's like
mad,
88 or something, isn't he? He's like fucking hell.
Yeah. He's
So-
late 80s.
It's just like he could literally be casting a spell and die on the spot in filming. So it's just this. Lord of the Rings is wild at the moment. I am looking forward to Rings of Power season 3. I think they've done a decent job. I think I've liked it more than most people have, because again, Black Elf, who asked for that, like and then Black Snake.
Arendir's dope. I don't know what people's problems
I like
are.
Arondir's
Arondir's dope.
like
Yeah.
You know what they're like, Dave. They're just,
Oh yeah, I know. I know what the problem is, but
the Deep South don't like these ideas, do they? So, but yeah, it's Lord of the Rings in a weird place at the moment because you've just got something that was done so epically, and I know a lot of people didn't like The Hobbit either, to be fair. But I still think they were quite good. I enjoyed them. Smaug's sexy voice, it gets me every time.
Oh, kills it. Yeah.
I don't.
There
like
are
those
some
movies.
peaks. There are some high highs in the Hobbit trilogy. There are some
Sorry,
really cool moments, but
Love just said something. What was that, Love?
I don't like those movies. Every time I try to start them, I can't finish the movie. I just get bored after like 30 minutes and turn it off. I mean,
Funny because your wife said the same thing to me about you. Sorry.
The Hobbit films aren't great. I've been a critic about them a lot. I enjoyed them more when I go to read, and it is that there's moments in it that are really enjoyable that I love, that are awesome additions to the on-screen lore of Lord of the Rings. But as a whole, I think they forced a lot of crap and put a lot of unnecessary goofy shit into those movies too. So I'm in between on them.
and the other thing that's weird about Lord of the Rings is who owns it. You know, who owns what? Amazon owns a certain portion. I think there's like Embracer Group or whoever the other people are called owns the original trilogy or something. So that's the other confusing part. Like they need to have one company owning the entire rights instead of it having split up to all these different places. So we'll see how that goes.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So one piece of casting news, mostly for what it involves around it, is Pearl Clark has been cast as Princess Jaehaera Targaryen in House of the Dragon season 3. She is King Aegon and Queen Helena's daughter. But the important part of this news is she was about 4 to 5 years old in season 2, and the actress playing her now is around 10 years old. So there's going to be another time jump of about 5 years going into season 3, which is interesting. Or sometime throughout season 3, there's going to be a time jump. So that is a little interesting. So maybe halfway through the season, there's a time jump, because I know they're going to kick it off with what we should have got in the last season. So Dave, is that kind of weird to you as well?
It seems like too big of a time jump.
They could cast her down to like 8,
what we just
I guess.
saw. Yeah, 5 years seems like too much. But yeah, season 2, she was 3 years old. Or no, sorry, she was played by a 3-year-old actress. I think the daughter was 3. And she was the one of the twins that, spoiler alert, kept her head. I don't
80.
Yeah, I don't know. That just feels weird. I thought we were only going to jump forward like a couple years at most to get to the next thing. So that's a little confusing. And the cast, to be honest, the casting news isn't like, it's Pearl Clark. It's, I don't know, was she an actress who was like 9 years old or something like that? So don't know anything about her, who knows? And I don't remember what her role in the story is moving forward, but I can't imagine it's a big one for this season.
No,
so
it's just about
the time jump just concerns me a little. Yeah, that's weird.
So we'll see how that goes. But I know the start of the season is going to be the Battle of the Gullet, with all the dragons and everything we should have
Yeah.
gotten. So after
Good.
that, there might be a
Insane.
time jump. So
That's true. We'll probably do a mid-season. Yeah, that makes more sense.
yeah. But speaking of House of the Dragon, HBO Max dropped in the UK. So Andy, you gonna get on it or what? How far down is that on the list?
It's way down at the bottom. Yes, finally, after years of not being able to watch the glorious HBO shows that that you lovely people have had in America and that over here have mostly been shown on Sky, if you're lucky enough to have Sky TV over here. HBO Max has finally launched its app. Great timing with Paramount or Netflix about to buy them until they get a merge and lose it all. But yeah, it is good that it's finally come over here. Because I was, I think 26th, so literally a couple of days ago, Thursday, whatever it was, it launched over here. So signed up immediately. Thankfully, not too pricey. Actually, a lower price than all of the other streaming apps over here. So when
That's
you
how
look
they
at
get you.
Disney, Netflix, Amazon Prime, yeah, it's cheaper than all of them. So
What is the rate for you, if you don't mind me asking?
well, I've got the standard one, which is just like the full HD with ads. To be fair,
Right,
it's £6,
right.
£6 a month. So what's that, like $8 a month or something?
Yeah, that's super cheap. That's insane. That's $8. Yeah, just under $8, which for our ad free, I think you pay 13 or something for HBO here.
$12.99, something like that.
Over here,
Yeah.
it's like 10. Yeah, I think it was like $9.99 for us. So that's going to be like
Okay.
$12-13 for no ads. And then you've got the premium one, which is like obviously like proper 4K HD, no ads, which is just about 16 quid a month. So that'd be like what, like $20 or whatever it is for you guys. The
I
only
think
thing
it's
over here as well
18
is
no
like
bundle here. for our
TNT
cost.
Sports is now moved from Discovery Plus to HBO Max.
Right.
Yeah.
And part of my phone contract is that I get an added extra, so it could be like you get to pick whether it's for like Apple TV, Game Pass Ultimate, TNT Sports, well, and so I picked TNT Sports. So it just made sense to me that I might as well sign up and get HBO, because it's crazy the cost of TNT Sports over here. If you wanted TNT Sports on its own on HBO Max without any of the HBO programs, it's 30 quid a month. That's like what, like $35
Oh my
or whatever.
God.
And then you pay extra for HBO on top of that. So the fact that I get it free, then I'm paying my £6 a month for HBO.
There you go.
Yeah. So
Good deal.
that's all
Good
good
deal.
for me. I've got a good deal out of that one. Yeah.
You got a couple good months out of HBO before they
Yeah.
merge.
But yeah, I've got like Doom Prophecy is on my list.
Nice.
Obviously like Peacemaker, all the things like
Nice.
that. I can finally get around. The Penguin, I can finally get around to
Oh,
watching
There you
yeah.
that.
You should check out
a
Watchmen. Check out Watchmen. It's only
Mm.
one season. It's Damon Lindelof. It's so you can kind of get a feel for maybe what Lanterns is maybe. But Watchmen's a really entertaining single season show. I would highly recommend.
So yeah, and obviously all the other delightful things that you get with HBO.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
A lot of good movies.
Welcome in. Welcome in.
Finally.
All right, quick couple pieces of Marvel news before we move on to Daredevil. Steve Rogers has been confirmed for Secret Wars as well. He was in an interview or a podcast, who knows, said he's going to start working on the next one soon. So interesting. So do you think that could make his role in Doomsday smaller than we thought? Or do you think he's a main character in both movies? Or what do you guys think? Andy?
Yeah, because we got told that he is going to be one of the main people in Doomsday. He's going to be one of the big main characters. So the fact that I don't know why I didn't assume he probably wouldn't be in Secret Wars originally. I was just like, maybe Doom kills him off or something.
Right.
But although I doubt that as well, because they want to find a way to like still save him and let him go off and have his life after dragging him back out of fucking
He has a
his
kid.
life post Endgame. You're dredging up a legacy MCU character here, so you like. You can't kill off an MCU legacy character. You can only have him like die through self-sacrifice. So that could be an option here. Because Natasha and Natasha and Tony were sacrificed themselves. They didn't, they weren't killed, so to speak. So it would be pretty mean here if they just killed off Steve Rogers, like had Doom kill off him at the end of Doomsday.
After he was already
He's
done.
the spine guy.
Yeah,
Take his spine, Doom.
Or maybe we could have finally had that speech that we were missing in Endgame, where when Steve stands up to Thanos when he's one of the last people remaining, gives him that speech of I can't remember what the speech I'm talking about, but I think you know the one I'm talking about. Where
Yeah.
it's just like, you know, as long as there's one person left to stand up against you, you know, humanity still exists or something.
Right.
Maybe you could be the one that gives up that speech to Doom or something before getting killed in Secret Wars.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I knew he was going to be obviously a big character. We knew he was going to be a character for Doomsday. I don't know why I just didn't assume that he would make it over to Secret Wars, but now that we've been told he is, he probably plays a semi-big role. I don't think he's going to be a main character again because there's going to be a lot to cover in Secret Wars, I think. But he's obviously going to still be part of one of the big guys that goes into a big battle to stop Doom. But they're going to be focused a little bit more on other characters, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave, what do you think?
I don't think it changes his Doomsday role. I just think maybe I could see him being they get defeated in Doomsday and he's just in the third act of Secret Wars and the big wave that comes back to, I don't know. I don't see him having a massive role in Secret Wars. And honestly, I kind of hope he doesn't have a massive role in Secret Wars, even though he's one of my favorite characters in the MCU. I just think, do we really need to continue to make the next 2 Avengers movies have him as the main part of it all? After he went away and you're bringing him back and you're going to make him the main character for the next 2 big movies. I feel like the Russos aren't going to do that. So I think he'll be back in Secret Wars, but it's probably going to be limited screen time. I don't think he's going to be up for best actor or anything like that when it comes to the screen time he's going to have for Secret Wars. So,
right. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. Hopefully they don't go to the well too much with all their original characters that we thought were gone. But there were some secret, mysterious movies announced for Marvel Studios. July 28th, 2028, May 4th, 2029, and July 13th, 2029. So that's post Secret Wars, correct? Yeah, because Secret Wars is December 2026. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe be some X-Men, some Doctor Strange. You never know. But they're going to keep pumping out those movies after Secret Wars. It will never, never end.
Till you're 90.
Yes.
Exactly.
Iron Man 37.
What is that? Phase 7 then going into the 2029 dates? Would that be phase 7? That's insane.
That's crazy. What are we on
Shout
now?
out
Are we on
Kevin
5?
Feige.
Yeah, we're on 4 and 5 now.
I think we're going into I think 6 is Secret Wars, but I'm not 100% positive on it. It's kind of confusing. We've lost track of the phases. Let's be honest. Phase 4 and 5, we were confused as shit. We didn't know where we were during those. So I'm not positive.
Yeah, fair.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for this episode of Week in Geek. Let's move on to a little Daredevil. Huh?
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I was meaning to.
Daredevil, burp it up. Let's go. Andy
Daredevil
has
burp again.
got gastro reflux from this show. Daredevil burp again. Hell yeah. Daredevil's back, baby. Daredevil Born Again season 2 just dropped. We're going to get into that. Obviously, Daredevil has been high up on the list of myself and Andy, and we've gotten love to get into it as well. He's got to finish season 3 of Netflix show, but he has enjoyed it as well. This has been one of the first Marvel shows. He's getting to it. It's one of the first Marvel shows that really captivated audiences. Really, I mean, big ones that was actually high quality, and they brought it back from Netflix. We got season 1 last year. We got another season right off the bat a year later, which is awesome. And we're picking up where we left off. So season 1, we left off with Fisk taking over as the mayor. He put the city into martial law. Frank was captured, and Matt was building up an army to go up against Fisk's regime and the anti-vigilante task force in New York. So we'll get into the premiere episode here. I didn't really prepare anything here, but we're going to talk about it and see how we liked it. I don't have much of a summary other than we get back into Matt Murdock is in his black suit. We'll talk about that badass suit. He's picking off people in New York. Fisk is pumping that propaganda machine, showing New York being a wonderful place now that he has taken over. But obviously that's not the truth. We are seeing cracks throughout the city and in Fisk's story there. We got Matthew Lillard. I'm not sure. I think Mr. Charles is the name. I forget what his name was,
Shaggy.
but he's this CIA agent. Yeah, aka Shaggy, aka I forgot his character in Scream. He's a fan favorite. People like Matthew Lillard out there in the nerd fandom community. So he's a little CIA agent villain character brought into this. And we've got essentially we're just getting ready. Matt is missing. Daredevil is being hunted right now by the anti-vigilante task force, and that's where we are. So we pick up there. How did we like it? This first episode, we didn't get 2 episodes, which I thought we were going to get. We only got 1. We got a little switch up there. Andy, I think you enjoyed season 1 the most out of anybody on this podcast. How did you like this premiere episode? It won his city. That's right. How'd we like it? Episode 1. What'd it do for you? Oh,
What the fuck was that?
it's a heart. There's a heart beating out of his chest.
That was, yeah. This is how I feel about it. It's just...
You need some air.
What is that?
It's me playing with a sound stick, Ed.
It's a heart,
Oh.
Caleb.
No, I thought my microphone was messing up.
Theater of the mind, Caleb. Holy shit.
Oh my god. Okay.
You know I have like a whole soundboard over here, right? Of acoustic sounds and shit. And...
No, I don't.
Love's still a
Oh.
guest, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay, Andy, go ahead.
Anyway, sound
Oh,
effects
fucking hell.
confusion aside.
Yes.
How do you like
So yeah, it was. I don't want to use the word lackluster, but it wasn't like it was the most intense first episode that we've had. Normally they're like full of action first episodes of a season, and obviously we start off with him. We get the straight up shot of him in the black suit. And he goes into that sort of light on the boat, and you see the black suit with the DD on it, and it starts off obviously on a action packed note, I guess. He's on the ship and fighting people, and the ship sinks, and he made the fastest swim to shore that I've ever seen anybody
my God.
make.
Yeah.
The ship's going
Michael
down
Phelps.
in a second, and before it's even like
And he's
got into its
blind.
upright position. Yeah, exactly. That echolocation must help him swim so fucking much.
Dolphins.
So yeah, but after that, it kind of like it's a bit of a slower episode. Obviously we get that him and Karen are back together, which who fucking needs that, to be fair? Like,
Oh, I was fist
Yeah.
bumping.
really?
Yeah. Took 5 seasons. They finally got together. They're a happy couple. Let them be happy. You know, I was happy for them.
Yeah, I'm married.
I can
can't
tell
be
you
doing all this
agree.
lovey-dovey stuff. But yeah, okay. So, but yeah, to me, it was more like a setup after that first sort of action-packed beginning than it was anything else. I mean, next week we get a double episode drop.
For real?
Yeah. So next week is 2 episodes. So I heard that basically it is a slow from like the non-spoiler reviews say that the first couple of episodes are slow starting, and then like supposedly from about towards the end of season episode 3 for the rest of the season it's like fast paced and action based. So I'm not expecting obviously a lot from maybe next week's second episode. In terms of a lot of setting stuff up, so that was a little bit boring. Good to see Matthew Lillard's character interacting, because we've been told that he's somewhat of like a political rival, maybe in the way that he thinks to Kingpin, and is going to bug him throughout the whole season. It was good to see how he interacted with him in that first episode as well. But that Thunderbolts connection as well, because the poor like FBI agents, whatever, or the CIA agents get a phone call from Miss DeFontaine. Who was obviously in charge of the Thunderbolts team, or the New Avengers as they are now, which is an interesting connection, because she's basically told her agents who are going to like do Fisk over for the fact that he was overstepping his power and his bounds, and they were going to be like, you've been overstepping your shit, and then they get a phone call from her going, stand down and let Matthew Lillard's character do his thing, and so she's like basically giving Fisk his power to do that, which is an interesting move, because I want to see where they go with that.
That's who he was talking to on the phone?
That's who the agents were talking to, yeah.
And they were talking all that smack.
At the call.
Yeah, and then they get off and they're like, we 100% support you, sir, and we have your back throughout this process. It's just like, what the
Yeah.
It's like, all right, classic
Right.
American politics. But no, they flip real quick after that phone call. Yeah. Well, Love, did it land for you at all? How did
I
you
enjoyed it.
take it? Okay.
I wasn't blown away.
Okay.
The action at the beginning was cool, and then the quick action scene at the end inside of Cherry's apartment was pretty cool. But yeah, it was good setup, because I didn't rewatch the season, so it was kind of nice to get kind of settled into what is going on in the world. I guess is there a time jump at all, or is it right?
It's a few months. It's not much.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So you can tell Fisk has definitely been working as propaganda across the city. So that's always, I mean, Fisk is a cool villain, and it is nice to see him kind of working his ties beneath the scenes to make his power or create more power, excuse me. So yeah, but it was slow. The middle was slow, but it was still nice to be back in the Daredevil world. I do enjoy this. I did really enjoy season 1, even though it didn't win the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, you know how like a lot of people criticize season 4 of The Boys for like being a sort of piss take on the current political climate of like America and stuff. Did it not strike you that somehow a lot of what Fisk was doing kind of parallels what?
Oh, it's 100%. It's Trump and ICE. The anti-vigilante task force is ICE, and Trump is it's Fisk. But I was actually just going to say that totally, even though this was written like 2 or 3 years ago. So this was written before the ICE stuff really popped off in the US, but it just kind of, art imitates life kind of deal. Life imitates art, however you want to phrase it. But it just, they didn't, yes, it was absolutely noticeable. Like, yes, Fisk has very Trumpian ways of doing his politics, and the anti-vigilante task force is absolutely the ICE agents who are just doing whatever, throwing women to the ground, all that stuff. But it still didn't take me out of it as much. The Boys was just so over the head with it was just like nonstop. Whereas this is like, yep, that's the climate of it for sure. But it wasn't being hit just nonstop. Like it was like, it didn't feel like the director was trying to jam it down my throat like it is with Kripke in season 4. But totally has very similar vibes to American politics going on right now. And they knew it. They got asked about it. They're like, we know people are going to make comments about the ICE stuff. We wrote this 2 or 3 years ago, but maybe it lines up for a reason because, whatever the case is. But that didn't bother me as much as The Boys did. I actually enjoyed the episode though. It definitely was slow. It was more of a setup. But I liked the pace of it. It felt like a good warm up coming back into it. It felt like a comic book setup, the way we were kind of jumping between Matt being underground and Fisk running stuff with the propaganda and leading all the way to the end scene that I loved, which is like Love mentioned, Cherry's in his apartment. Matt breaks in to save him from these ICE agents, anti-vigilant. ICE is easier to say, but yeah, sure. The task force. There you go. And we got a dope scene with this, though. Fun camera work with the fight sequences. And then after Matt is beginning to get unmasked, we get the freaking gunshots that rattle throughout the apartment and the knife that comes through and lands. And that whole scene felt like the last page of an issue of a comic book for me, with the last panel being Bullseye's knife. And I forgot what it said. You're welcome, or it said something with a smiley face on it. You're welcome. Okay. So he saves Matt and he drops the knife, and it's a pretty dope teaser to Bullseye's involvement going forward. Which for me, that was the perfect cap, because I was a little disappointed with Bullseye last season. But when the season ended, I had a feeling season 2 was going to be more Bullseye. We're going to get more detail into him, kind of like season 3 that we got from his action sequences and whatnot. So it worked for me. It wasn't like a mind-blowing episode, but it was a good start for me. I enjoyed it.
I was hoping that was Frank. I'm gonna miss the Punisher this season. I was hoping, like, damn, it's the Punisher coming to save his boy again.
If they didn't say he wasn't in the season, I 1,000,000% would have been like, Frank's got him. Nice. Frank saved the day for sure. But my head was literally going, well, it can't be Frank. So who the fuck is this?
Right.
Yeah.
The only thing about that scene I didn't enjoy was the fact that I know he's obviously having a moment of breakdown because Cherry's having a heart attack and he's having flashbacks to Foggy. And obviously that allows them to the task force guys to step in and beat him a few times, and then they're about to capture him and shoot him in the head. But even still, I'm like, I've seen Matt be far more traumatized and be in far more highly emotional states than that, and take on more people at once and come out of it. Like, going back to season 2 of Netflix Daredevil, he's on at the end of the season when he's on the roof with Elektra and she's getting shot with arrows and stuff, and he's taking on the hand, and then the dude's name I can't remember, and stuff like that. So I'm like, come on, mate, you've been through a lot worse and been a lot more highly emotional stress states, and yet you let like 3 rogue cops beat you with a couple of guns to the head, and all of a sudden you were like seconds away from getting ended.
It was too easy.
It's because I watched a video recently on like the way that they nerf superheroes in certain moments to be able to push the plot forward rather than anything else. And so it seems like, is it an acceptable loss at that moment because you will need to forward the plot, or is it just a moment of being nerfed that just doesn't sit right? And to me, I was like, it didn't quite sit right. You can like just about let it go to forward the plot, especially when you're throwing flashbacks of Foggy in there, because like you linked Cherry to that night as well when Cherry obviously found out about him being Daredevil. So, but still, I'm like, oh no, I still don't believe that you would have been done over in that moment. I've seen you take beating non-stop, and yet you
one of the first scenes. Yeah, well, the first season 1 in the hallway, where he is completely fatigued and he's fighting like 25 Russian mobsters as he's concussed, he's fallen over, and he's still staying up, holding his ground. He's keeping consciousness. Like, yeah, so I think that was definitely to move the plot forward. But as you said, I think utilizing the PTSD from Foggy was at least it's a way to explain it. It wasn't done the best, but that's at least be like, oh yeah, he was out of it. He was thinking of Foggy. Cherry was dying there. He's afraid of losing anybody else in this war. But I did get the same feel. It was a bit too easy to just take his mask off like that. Especially because your mask is being taken off. Like, that's when your adrenaline would kick in. Like, oh, hell no, like.
But also with the fact that like he's chosen him and Karen's base of operations to be like a room above Josie's bar, the site of one of his biggest traumas, because that's where Foggy died. And he throws, he decides to try and break his no-kill rule by throwing Bullseye off the roof. So you're dealing with that emotional trauma in a way that you're sitting in the nest of it. So surely, like,
interesting,
that shouldn't have happened.
It's so obvious they'd never think of it.
Yeah.
God, that evil bitch Heather came back, by the way. I knew she
Dr.
was
Glenn?
the worst. I knew she was the worst just from the first season. And then we see her here and she's literally changing people's answers to make them sound more psychotic and mentally unstable. And it was just like, oh, I didn't even need that piece of evidence to know you were an evil bitch. But that was just a great, just hammering the nail into the box there that you are just the worst type of person. So yeah, unfortunately Heather's back this year.
So I'm confused. Can you guys remind me what happened at the end of season 1? I know they kind of split up or whatever, and she started working for Fisk now. So she's
I mean, it did show it in the recap at the beginning of this episode, Lab. So you should have seen it.
Okay,
but
for the audience out there,
but basically,
for a friend
asks her to become his like representative for like mental health in his cabinet.
Right.
Okay.
He made her the city therapist essentially, and they broke up because she's just like, whoa, all the don't even get me started. Daredevil saves her. Daredevil didn't save me. I saved myself. You stupid.
Right. Yeah, you'd be dead if it wasn't for Daredevil. So,
and the swordsman, cool. He's making a lot of making the rounds.
Are we not loving
He's in every show? He's in every show.
Are we not loving him? Like,
I love him.
After the reveal in like Hawkeye that he wasn't actually a bad guy, he was like just a good guy who's just a bit of a pompous, arrogant git, but the rich people do tend to be. Anyway, so he's just kind of like, he's like that lovable pompous prick that you sort of like, you get annoyed by at times, but you're like, he's funny, he's all right, we'll have him around. He's likely to like buy you something as a present just because he was a pompous asshole to you one time. So I do love the fact that he's been around, and he's supposed to play a slightly bigger role in the vigilantism this season. So
it's just so funny that he doesn't even like consider himself a vigilante. To me, it seems like there's been like 2 instances where he pulled out a sword and helped somebody or did something. And now everybody keeps calling him the swordsman. He's like, sure, like I'm the swordsman, I guess. Like, it's not like he has a mask and costume and he goes out at night every night and is saving the city. There's just been a couple instances that he happens to be a proficient swordsman and fought off some whatever the heck happened. So it's weird that he keeps popping up in every show, but I'm not mad about it at all. I really like his character.
And his comic book outfit is hilarious as well, because it's literally just like a trilby hat with a nice big. He wears like a little like dinner mask over his eyes and has like a flailing scarf around his neck and stuff. It's like, it does make me laugh.
See if we get that comic book accurate outfit this season. No, he's been fun. We got White Ascot Kingpin back. There wasn't much else to really go into. I don't know. I mean, Kirsten thinks that Matt's missing and Cherry can't tell her, and Cherry's telling Matt, like, can I please just tell her? She's like, I can't put her at risk. He's like, well, what about me? And I'm like, you're old. It was pretty funny. Outside of that, there wasn't a lot of notable stuff, except I thought BB was betraying her uncle, pushing propaganda for Fisk. I was like, man, he really would be disappointed in her. And then we find out she's actually working with Karen. So BB is kind of setting stuff up, but she is on the right side. She's playing both sides. So yeah, that was all I had as far as notes go in the episode. Did you guys have anything else you wanted to go over?
I mean, just interesting going back to Dr. Glenn, of her getting the she's obviously having a bit of a mental breakdown herself with the visions of what's his face from season 1.
Yeah, I hope she's traumatized.
They're trying to make her sympathetic. Are you not sympathizing with her at all?
No, very happy.
No,
I'm glad
I hope she dies. I hope Fisk kills her.
Yeah, I hope she gets the Heather treatment with Homelander on a roof and decides that she just wants to jump off of it. Season 3 deep cut.
But yeah, she's annoying and like trying to give her the trauma because she had to defend herself. By killing Muse, and then her having flashbacks about it while she's trying to give someone a mental health evaluation is quite hilarious, to be fair. Like you're having your own mental breakdown whilst doing that, and then
sabotaging theirs.
Yeah, you're damping your cognitive ability so much to the point where you're then sabotaging someone else because the DA asked you to. Because I'm interested to see these vigilante trials that are upcoming. And see how they're sort of doing that under the blanket law that Kingpin has put in place, Fisk has put in place. So yeah, I'm interested. I think that's maybe where they're saying it's going to be slow for a couple of episodes, because we're probably going to get the vigilante trials a little bit in the next episode. Before we get
show us how dire it all is. Yeah,
I just saw something crazy. Is this a safe place?
It's a safe place.
I'm sorry, I can never guarantee it.
Could we see Matt representing himself in the vigilante trials?
I like the idea. I would say no, but I like where your head's at there. I don't think he'll give up his identity this season. That would be a crazy plot point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see him getting caught and being put up on trial.
Right. Yeah. That's why I said safe space first.
He did it to the White Tiger. You might as well expose yourself now. You got to do it.
Yeah. He almost got exposed in the first episode to all the task force agents. That could be kind of a tease to what happens later if he was exposed in the first episode.
Yeah. Teased him being, yeah. We'll see. I don't know how much I'd like it.
He'd 100% represent himself.
Yeah. Well, why not at that point? You trust nobody else more than yourself.
What if he represents himself, but they don't know that he's representing himself? What if he's representing Daredevil, but Daredevil's not there? They couldn't do.
That's not how courts work.
Yeah.
I'm
trying to work here.
I like it. I like it.
Is he going to go and sit on the stand and swear himself in, then walk back around to question himself and just keep going back and forth?
Puts the mask on once he sits up at the stand, takes it back off, runs over there.
And because he's blind, he tries to like hide it by sneaking around. And everyone's just looking at him.
Okay. Wow. I need to see a spoof video of that. I don't care if it's AI. Somebody make it.
Where do we, just as a guess, how long do you think it's going to be till we get Jessica Jones showing up?
Episode
3. I'm like, I need at least half a season of her. Don't give me like the last 2 episodes or something.
I think if we're getting 2 episodes next week, they're going to be the last 2 slow setup episodes. And at the end of episode 3, Jessica Jones is going to join the fray and we're going to start getting down to business, going into episode 4, excuse me.
Yeah. And then we're all excited about the potential of a Daredevil and Bullseye team up this season, because obviously Bullseye is going to be gunning for Fisk.
I have to watch season 3 of Daredevil first before I can make the answer.
Yeah,
I don't really care. I don't really care about Bullseye, honestly. I don't care for him.
You have to watch episode, or you got to watch season 3. That's why would you? The only thing you saw was a CGI blur of him last season, and then pretty much nothing. So, yeah, season 3 will get you hooked. I guarantee you it. He's a great character to watch.
So Lub's not allowed back on the show until he's watched season 3 of Daredevil, Netflix, so we can actually have an informed decision on such things. Until then, I'm afraid it's just you and me, Dave. It's just you and me. JD's off at music festivals. Lub can't watch TV. So we're done.
Next man up. Next man up.
But
Okay.
obviously, they've shifted things around, so we get that double episode next week because May the 12th, Punisher. Punisher, the last kill.
Dude.
Oh, so that's why Dave was mistaken, because they doubled up the episodes next week.
I just read the article. No, because they planned on doubling up the first week, so I don't
Right.
think that would have changed anything anyway. But I just saw something on the article, the announcement of Punisher being like it's going to air the same week as the Daredevil finale. It's like, oh damn, that's a wild. Doesn't make sense. It would make sense to put it to the next week when everybody's in Daredevil withdrawals. Then you got a Punisher short you get to watch.
I guess there's one thing we didn't touch on: the restaurant owner and her like being the underground railroad for the people trying to
Josie?
escape the city. So that was kind of interesting. I guess it's kind of set up things later in the season. It wasn't too much this episode though. But our people in the city support Daredevil and what he's doing against Fisk, and not everyone's going for the propaganda.
Well, he obviously talked about at the end of last season how they need to raise an army to take on the task force in Fisk. So this is obviously him not, and we all thought he was just referring to the fact that he needs like the Defenders back together to do that.
Right.
And obviously we're getting part of that. I'm still hoping for a Luke Cage cameo at the end of the season, just jumping in the last fight or something. But it's obviously part of it is rallying the city against Fisk. And since we know this season is going to be the end of the Fisk Mayor storyline, rallying supporters from the city in general is going to be a part of it, I guess, isn't it? And that's important.
Yeah. Actually, Luke Cage season 1 is the only other Netflix show I've watched, which is crazy.
Why is he on this show, David? Why is he here?
Terrible decision making. I don't know who makes the decisions here. No, I can't wait for Luke Cage to show up.
Does your wife control the TV remote like she controls your laptop?
No.
Yeah, if Luke Cage shows up, he's absolutely going to show up at the end and drop some corny ass line like, this is my block. Some dumbass thing like that. That wouldn't even be corny coming out of the dialogue that Luke Cage has over the projects at Netflix.
Yeah, I forgot David isn't a fan of the Netflix Luke Cage.
Just like mama's cornbread. Just like, what are we doing? That doesn't make any sense to what just happened in that scene. They're like just the most stereotypical, goofy ass, corny one-liners he had throughout the show. It just blew my mind. But anyways, maybe he shows up. That'll be cool.
Fuck,
By the way, Punisher special presentation, 60 minutes. It's going to be the longest special presentation so far.
What you mean out of the other one that they've done?
Two. You got 53 minutes Werewolf by Night, and you got Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, 42 minutes. Don't disrespect the Holiday Special.
You forgot about the Holiday Special?
I don't count it. It's like the special presentation thing, like Werewolf by Night and Punisher. So
it's fair.
That was like a Guardians of the Galaxy spin-off episode. It's not a special presentation.
I didn't really realize it was a special presentation thing until this article.
60 minutes long, and it's obviously going to tell us exactly what he did basically when he escapes Fisk's little cage at the end of season 1, and obviously then that'll bring us up to date with what he's doing before we see him in Spider-Man. So,
yep, that'll be sweet.
Can't wait. Sweet. I'm fucking excited.
Marvel's back.
Because the other end of my shirt is, Punisher. So
there you go. Show us that belly.
Show us your belly button.
Little hesitation. There he is. That's the first time I've seen this. This is incredible. What was the hood? Remind me. Is that a Sith Punisher?
Yeah. So
there it is.
A Sith Lord Punisher. Because basically, I had a dream one night that the Punisher was a Sith Lord and he was hunting down Jedi in the galaxy. And my dream ended with him having Luke Skywalker on his knees and beheaded him with his lightsaber. And there was a specialist nerd tattoo shop in the town where I live. So I went in there and went, this is a dream I had. I want to make that a reality. I've got a fat stomach, which is a big canvas. Let's make it happen. So that's the design that the tattoo artist came up with based on what I told him I saw in my dream.
It almost looks like Spider-Man 2099.
I know what you mean, because he's done like an alien head for like the skull, and that's the only thing
And
that
the
like
red
years after I
big
look
logo.
at. I'm
Right.
like, maybe it would have been nicer still just to have the normal Punisher like skull on there as opposed and like
Right.
done in red rather than an alien. But because it was Star Wars, he came up with the idea, and I went with it.
No, it's cool.
Yeah. No, it makes sense based on what you just said there.
Yeah, it fucking
But he
hurt,
does. He has
so-
the red skull, like Spider-Man 2099, kind of. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, 8 hours of fucking intense pain because the numbing
Good
gel wore off
God.
after about 3 hours. So
I'm gonna miss Punisher this season. I'm gonna say that
Yeah.
too. I'm gonna miss him. Man.
Yeah, I'm bummed we're not getting him for sure. Yeah,
yeah,
especially
And he
after
goes back
rewatching
to-
season 1.
Right. Those two together are just perfect.
Well, you know what you could do? You could go ahead and watch Punisher season 1 and 2.
Mm.
Oh, is Daredevil in it?
No.
Oh, well.
But Ben Grimm is. He doesn't go as Ben Grimm. He goes as Micro. But it's the character who plays Ben Grimm now. He's actually a great character in season 1 of the Punisher.
You know, when he said Ben
it's like-
Grimm, I was thinking of the original Fantastic Four, and I was like, he's not in it.
Michael
What?
Chiklis. No, not the bald guy from The Shield. I can't remember his name now. He's in the
Yeah, I know what
bear.
you mean. He's the bear.
E-
That's what I
Eben
think of.
Eben Moss Bachrach. There you go.
Yes, it.
Yeah, he's in the Punisher season 1. But anyways, I think we've rambled on quite long enough here. Do we have any other thoughts on Daredevil before we wrap this episode up here, boys?
No.
No. All right. Well, Daredevil's back. We are stoked for it. We're going to be continuing to follow this show as it drops. As we said, we've got a double episode dropping next week. Hopefully, they give us a little bit more to bite into so we could maybe do a standalone episode covering the 2 episodes of Daredevil. If they don't, we'll just merge it into a Weekend Geek again. But we'll definitely be covering it as it comes out this season. We are hyped for this season. Thank you for joining us. As always, make sure you're following us on the socials, X, Twitter, Instagram. Be on our merch shop. We got new stuff out there. We got the mugs. We got the hoodies, all that good stuff. It's on our new website. You got a little bios of us. You can kind of get to know the crew a little bit more. We got a lot of stuff going on. We got the
Shut up,
video
Andy.
game. Yeah, dude.
If you want to go on the
get to
website,
know
and
James.
check out
Get to know Love
See-
GPT. Get to know Andy and Dave.
see who wrote the best bio and who used the best computer program. That's all I'm going to say.
Get to know the crew. And be checking out for Andy and Lub on the sticks. They'll be rocking the games. Go ahead and vote so Andy knows what he's going to play next, and follow Lub as he returns as the Dark Knight, as mentioned before. Thank you for joining us. Continue to join us. We will be seeing you next time on Why So Sidious, a Nerd Podcast.